far on the investigation.
And after a cold, windy day, it's likely going to be another fairly chilly night with lows well below freezing. We are expecting a warm up, but could we have some showers for Christmas Day? That and the full 7 days all coming up.
Live, streaming, and on the ABC 3340 app. This is ABC 3340 News Weekend.
Good evening, I'm Olivia Goche. The search for missing one-year-old Caleb Collins continues today in Fayette County. Law enforcement searched the home where the child lives. We were there for both searches Wednesday night and Thursday morning, and here's what we know so far. 2 police canines were assisting officers in their search. They could be seen focusing on the backyard and woods around the property. Investigators discovered an underground structure, possibly a storm shelter. No word on if any evidence was found during the search. And this is Aaliyah's official release on the matter, a plea for any information on the missing Caleb Collins. The release says he is a 1-year-old boy with strawberry blonde hair. Aaliyah says he was last seen on September 4th. That's despite the crash being the inciting incident to begin investigating. This is that wreck that killed Caleb's dad, Stephen Collins, his 2-year-old sister, and sent his mother to the hospital. According to the crash report, Collins was driving at least 92 miles per hour on a wet roadway on Fayette County Road 73 around a curve. His Toyota Tacoma ran off the road and hit a tree. The child was reportedly not in the vehicle at the time of the crash. That's when it came to light he had been missing since September 4th. Police say Stephen Collins was driving 92 miles per hour when he crashed. On December 16th, more than a week since the wreck, police acknowledged that Caleb was missing and had not been seen since September. And Tuesday, Caleb's grandfather, John Bailey, was arrested. He's facing multiple charges, including failing to report a missing child. Wednesday night into Thursday morning, investigators were searching the property with shovels and canines. It's unclear if any evidence was discovered. Anyone with information that could assist in this investigation is urged to contact the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, Alabama Bureau of Investigation, or the Fayette County DA's office. We have those numbers for you on the screen. One woman is in police custody for the negligent death of a child. 35-year-old Carly Edwards is in police custody for the criminal negligence of a minor. The Blount County Circuit Court filed an indictment against Edwards Thursday. No information on when the incident occurred. And we're learning today that a Locust Fork man was arrested in connection to child sex crimes. 43-year-old James Mitchell was taken into custody Wednesday by Blount County Sheriff's deputies. Mitchell is charged with traveling to meet a child to perform a sexual act, transmitting obscene material to a child, and electronic solicitation. Arrest documents say Mitchell was released on bond Friday. One man is now in police custody for the December 13th double homicide outside the Brighton Community Center. According to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, James Abercrombie was arrested for the killing of 38-year-old Roderick Hall and 27-year-old LaMarcus Samuel. Court documents allege Abercrombie shot and killed the 2 men with an unknown rifle. James Abercrombie was indicted on a 2 or more persons capital murder charge. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office say it happened during a funeral repast at the community center. 3 men are in police custody for the killing of Martavius Williams. Cameron Scales, Keon McClure, and Rico Pickett have all been arrested in connection to the homicide. Williams was shot and killed June 16th in the 8200 block of 1st Street North in the East Lake community. Cameron Scales was already in custody. He was arrested in October for the murder of Jaquavius Winston back in May. Scales, McClure, and Pickett are being held at the Jefferson County Jail. And we have new details regarding a Gadsden police officer who was involved in a single vehicle crash today. According to Aaliyah, the crash happened on US 411 near the 197 mile marker in St. Clair County just after 7:40 p.m. The Gadsden Police Department says the officer was returning home after completing his shift. He sustained serious but non-life-threatening injuries and was transported to UAB Hospital, where he is currently in stable condition. The department says the cause of the accident is under investigation and additional details will be released as they become available. And it is a chilly evening out there tonight as we are just a few days away from Christmas. ABC 3340's Riley Blackwell joins us now. Riley, shoppers are going to need to bundle up tonight.
It might be a better night to stay inside and shop online because it's likely going to be a fairly chilly night. We have had a mostly clear day, but we do have some clouds in the central and north central part of the state. Those clouds, though, not holding any rain. Although temperatures are on the fall. We're at 32 in Aniana, 34, Coleman 36, in Jasper 38, in Winfield 35, in Birmingham 37, in Pell City, and they haven't really fallen that much, or the winds really haven't fallen that much either. Feels like 29 in Birmingham, 27 Coleman, 31 Jasper, 30 up in Haleyville, and these temperatures haven't really fallen that much from what we saw for our highs today. 44 in Birmingham, only 39 in Coleman, 43 Jasper, 40 in Aniana. Now, over the next several hours, temperatures continuing to fall, likely into the low to middle 20s again with mostly clear skies, but we will be a little bit warmer, and that warming trend will continue as we lead up to Christmas with some showers possible. We'll time out those rain showers and much more coming up.
Today is Anaya Blanchard Day in Homewood. The day was first commemorated in 2019. Homewood residents are wearing blue to honor Blanchard, who was kidnapped and killed in 2019. As a result, Anaya's law was enacted by Alabama lawmakers as a way for judges to deny bail for violent offenders. A women's self-defense course was held in Homewood in observation of the day. The course this afternoon was at the Homewood Recreation Center. It's put on by the Anaya's Heart Foundation. Anaya's mother, Angela, founded the organization and spoke to us today about the meaning of the day.
At Anaya's Heart, we teach safety education, situational awareness, and self-defense. I want to remember that, first of all, that she was the most caring person in the whole world. She always put people before herself, always. Her friends, her family, her community. She was a leader. She loved her community, and just a sweetheart. And so loving, and made you laugh no matter what. You could be so sad, and Anaya would walk in the room and you would be laughing in just a few seconds.
Harris thanks the entire Homewood community for rallying to help her family as soon as Anaya was reported missing. The Alabama NAACP is asking for answers from the St. Clair County Board of Education after a minority-owned cleaning company claims it was unfairly terminated. Johnny Williams and his business manager Charles Jones say a custodial contract with the school district was awarded to them in August of 2023. It was for 1 year and $45,000 a month. But 1 month after starting work, they were given a notice of termination. They claim no reason was provided or proof of inadequate work.
If you look at the key factors, and that being the color of Mr. Williams' skin, look at the amount of money that he would have received, look at the opportunity or the person that they replace him with, then it leads one to believe that it was motivated because of Mr. Williams' race.
The school system says the superintendent is currently on vacation. We've reached out to him via email with several questions. We will provide more updates as we learn more. A possible government shutdown has been avoided, the Senate approving the deal just after the midnight deadline. President Biden then signed the bill this morning. The deal means millions of government employees won't have to go without pay over the holidays. Here's ABC's Christine Cordero with the details from Washington.
The short-term government funding bill was signed by President Joe Biden Saturday morning, lawmakers sending it to his desk following some last-minute negotiations to reach a deal. The legislation funds the government until mid-March of next year, provides $100 billion in disaster relief and $30 billion in economic assistance for struggling American farmers. But it does not include a last-minute demand from Trump to raise the debt ceiling, which is the limit on how much the federal government can borrow.
On this vote, the yeas are 85, the nays are 11. The 60-vote threshold having been achieved, the bill is passed.
Earlier Friday, the House overwhelmingly passed the legislation. It was a third attempt by House Speaker Mike Johnson to fund the government after President-elect Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk tanked his first bipartisan bill and Republicans' Plan B failed on the floor Thursday. Johnson speaking with Trump and Musk before the vote. The billionaire, who previously called Johnson's first funding plan a crime and threatened to primary Republicans who voted for it, now posting overnight the speaker did a good job. But 34 Republicans voted against the measure, Democrats only getting behind the bill after Republicans stripped that last-minute request from the president-elect.
This is a victory for the American people. We have successfully advanced the needs of everyday Americans, but there are still things to be worked on, and we look forward to that fight in the new year.
The passage of this funding bill marks the end of the 118th Congress. Lawmakers now leaving for the holidays and will return on January 3rd when the 119th Congress will be sworn in. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Police in Germany say at least 5 people have been killed and more than 200 were injured in a Christmas market attack Friday. Investigators say a car plowed into a Christmas market in the eastern city of Magdeburg. The attack lasting just about 3 minutes. Authorities say the suspect is a doctor from Saudi Arabia who has lived in Germany since 2006. The deadly attack captured on CCTV. A car drives into the crowded market filled with people, including many children who were there celebrating the Christmas season. Police have not yet confirmed the suspect's identity publicly. And this was the scene at the annual Christmas parade in Chelsea today. The parade wound its way through the town from the Chelsea Middle School to the Winn-Dixie in town. It featured the charm of homemade floats from the community as well as professional floats. Participants were told not to dress up as Santa, as the one true Santa was waiting at the end of the parade. It all kicked off at 10 a.m. this morning. And this week's Alabama champions are the women from Hope for Women. They organized the Christmas trees as a fundraiser in Jasper to help women in recovery from substance abuse. Local businesses buy the trees and decorate them. The fundraiser is helping these women flourish.
For me, the trees are a symbol of hope and restoration. Just what Christmas is all about. We're able to give back. We're able to remember the true reason for the season.
The program is a year long and helps the women get a GED, job training, and a driver's license. In the city of Birmingham, along with the Jimmy Hale Mission, has its warming center open tonight. Those needing warm shelter can come to the mission located at 3420 2nd Avenue North. In addition, Pathways Shelter located at 409 Richard Arrington Boulevard will provide a warming station for women and children only. Both are open until 7 a.m. Sunday. Food will be provided. And have you ever been a victim of a porch pirate? It's becoming more common to get packages swiped off your front porch patio. Now UPS is offering insurance for stolen packages called Porch Pirate Insurance.
50% of the time with porch piracy, it has absolutely nothing to do with the merchant. It really doesn't have anything to do with the carrier. It has everything to do with things that were previously unforeseen just as little as 5 years ago.
Some retailers already offer the option because UPS Capital offers the insurance to those retailers. The cost passed on to the consumer is on average 1% of the product's value. Some companies are starting to offer this type of insurance directly to buyers. Porch Pals is a subscription-based service that covers 3 stolen packages per year with a $2,000 coverage limit. And Christmas came early in Tuscaloosa. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is partnering with DCH Hospital to help sick children during the holiday season. The agency delivered trooper teddy bears to children in the hospital.
This is one part of the year that we really look forward to. We all know that it's stressful being in the hospital itself. It can be extremely stressful and difficult for kids being in the hospital, especially during Christmas time.
We captured the Christmas magic this year as one baby received a bear. DCH health professionals tell us these bears provide more than just smiling faces and comfort to families.
Anytime that we encourage visitors, or visitors can come up to our unit, we surely want them to come and see our kids. Just because them being able to interact with others and play is healing for them.
The bears are also used by troopers for children after traffic crashes.
We've had a mostly clear and cold day across much of the southeast. Some light cloud covering the north central portion of the state right now. And this wind is still going to be prevalent throughout the rest of the night tonight and likely into tomorrow morning. And lows tonight probably going to be a few degrees cooler than what we saw this morning. Low to middle 20s across the board, with a couple of places nearing the upper teen mark, and wind chill factors could easily be down in the teens from what we saw earlier today. Granted, it will be dying down a little bit, but still the wind chill factor will be there. Now, let's look ahead to Christmas. So this is Christmas Eve at noon. We're going to see winds coming in from the southwest. That's going to indicate a little bit more warm and moist air mass with rain and thunderstorms out to our west. Now, we could have some showers potentially as early as Christmas Eve night into early Christmas Day morning, especially in the northwestern corner of the state. Lamar, Marion, Fayette, and Winston counties could have those showers early on. Most of us, though, will probably be seeing the bulk of the rain on Christmas Day, sometime between 6 and 8 a.m. Christmas morning. Now, rain could be heavy at times. We could have a couple of rumbles of thunder, but overall, we're not forecasting the chance of severe weather. And overall, the rain will likely be out of the area by about 5 or 6 o'clock Wednesday evening, Christmas evening. So overall, the evening festivities should be fine, even though clouds remain overhead. But once we get past Christmas, even once we get to Thursday and Friday, the chance for spotty showers still lingers. Now, once we get towards Friday, though, we're likely going to have another system forming out to our west with another associated cold front that could be potentially packing a little bit more of a punch, especially for parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, but is likely going to start weakening the further south and east it gets. Right now, still no issues for severe weather, but here's what our Christmas Day forecast is looking like. Upper 50s, lower to middle 60s. Partly sunny skies, especially once that rain moves out, and scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two, mainly in the morning time. By the afternoon, some of us could see sunshine, and still going to be a fairly warm and moist air mass in place. But how much rain we could see is still going back and forth. Better rainfall amounts will likely be on the western side of the state, anywhere from ½ an inch to an inch, but the further east you go, anywhere from ½ an inch down to maybe even 1/10 of an inch are certainly possible. But overnight tonight, another clear and cold night, anywhere from about 23 to 27. Mostly clear skies, and that wind is still going to be around. We are going to start warming up, though, likely back in the 60s by Tuesday, only in the 50s by Wednesday, with that rain in the morning, staying in the 60s through the weekend with spotty showers every day.
Thanks, Riley. You can scan the QR code here on your screen to get access to the ABC 3340 weather app. The app gives you access to live radar, James weather blog, and the 7-day forecast. Gadsden City Council members have approved a site development agreement for Coosa Harbor, a multi-use development on city property along the Coosa River. The development of the river front along Highway 411 has been a priority for Mayor Craig Ford's administration for 2 years. ABC 3340's Aaron Wise has the details of the agreement.
This land has been sitting vacant for 20 plus years. The number one thing when we ran for office we heard was riverfront development, riverfront development, riverfront development.
The proposed Coosa Harbor development is the first element of Gadsden's Western Riverfront vision.
It's about a 5-acre riverfront development. There'll be 4 or 5 different retail restaurants and about 20 condos, living quarters.
The site agreement with the harbor's developer includes incentives, such as the city being responsible for up to $1.5 million of site preparation, which could be city employees assisting, to paying for infrastructure. Once Coosa Harbor is complete, the annual sales tax revenue for the city is projected to be around $1 million. Another incentive in the agreement, the developer could get a sales tax rebate of $1.5 million over a 5-year period. City Councilman Jason Wilson explained the rebate during City Council.
No city sales tax dollars or revenue dollars are going to be used up front to make this project happen. Before we ever give a rebate, these developers have to spend all of the money, do exactly what they're going to say, generate the sales tax revenue, pay that sales tax revenue in, and then we'll give them a portion back in the form of a rebate.
The developer, Patrick Lawler, is expected to invest $20 million into Coosa Harbor. Lawler is also the developer of City Harbor on Lake Gunnersville.
It's done just tenfold up in Gunnersville, and we're expecting the same thing here in Gadsden.
The city's commercial development director, John Moore, says once the property for the project is conveyed to Lawler, there's deadlines that have to be met in accordance with the development agreement.
That make sure we have clawbacks and to make sure that we have timelines so that when we make agreements like this, that the city is protected. He has an 18-month to start the project, and he has 4 years to actually complete the project, or the city gets the property back.
Gadsden Mayor Craig Ford is confident the entire city will benefit from Coosa Harbor as there's a direct and indirect economic impact.
What this allows us to do is generate more sales tax revenue, which will be in turn put into the general fund to be spent in your council's districts to be able to have other projects spent there also.
In Gadsden, Aaron Wise, ABC 3340 News.
Another element of developing the riverfront is rerouting a mile of Highway 411. John Moore says the federal grant funding the city was awarded earlier this year should start coming in soon for the preliminary phases of the reroute. Coosa Harbor can move forward before the reroute begins. And one more thing before we go, the Shelby County Humane Society is running an adoption special on all adult dogs over 6 months of age. Shelby Humane Society says all adult dogs can be adopted for just $5 on Monday, as the shelter is at its max capacity. Could make for a great Christmas gift there. That's all the time we have for the news at 6. Be sure to tune in for ABC 3340 at 10 for our end of game wrap with Jeff Spiegel. Have a great night.